Bonjour mes amis, bienvenue. Hey my friends, and welcome back to the Language Tutor French. I have a great little lesson for you today because I'm teaching you some things that are used all the time in conversation, and so it's going to be a great addition to your daily conversations in French. And hey, just a quick question. Have you gotten a practice partner, someone who speaks French, maybe a native speaker? Look online. You can find websites that will pair you up. Some of them you pay for. There are one or two that are free, but they'll pair you up with people that speak the language natively, and you can speak French all the time. So I recommend that highly. And also listen to the podcast, the Language Tutor French podcast, so you can practice what you learn here on the channel while you're on the go or whatever you're doing during the day. All right. My friends, in this episode, we're going to be learning negative expressions. Now, you might be thinking, but I know ne and pas. We learned that a long time ago, many lessons ago, ne and pas, and that's true. But there are some other negative expressions in French that we need to know as well. And some of these, we can say ne and pas, but there are some phrases that don't use that. And that's really what we're focusing on here in this episode. So they're going to use ne, but they might not use pas. All right. So let's jump in. I'm going to give you some examples. First of all, let's talk about this word, never. Okay. So when we say never, we're not going to use pas. We're going to use ne, but we're going to say ne. Then we're going to insert our next required word, and then we're going to follow it with this, jamais. Jamais. Okay, so we're going to say ne, jamais. Now let's look at an example. If I were to say, he never listens. He never listens. It would look like this. Il n'écoute jamais. Il n'écoute jamais. Let's break this down. First of all, we've got il, which is he. We know that. Ne écoute. We check off that e. The ne becomes an apostrophe because it's an e followed by an e. The next word, we know how this goes. But after that, we're not going to say pas. We're going to say jamais. Il n'écoute jamais. Okay. So that's how we say never, ne, and jamais. All right. Let's look at no one. Okay. No one does something or something happens to no one. We're going to use this word, ne. We're going to insert our next word. And then we're going to say personne, personne. So he listens to no one. All right? Il n'écoute personne. Il n'écoute personne. So he doesn't listen to anyone is really what you're saying. The personne is implying that if you try to translate it back to English. All right, now let's talk about another negative word, and that is nothing. For nothing, we're going to use ne, and we're going to use this word, rien. Rien. Okay, so if I said, look, hey, these people need help. They have nothing. They have nothing. Ils n'ont rien. Ils n'ont rien. So I'm using ne, take it off, make it apostrophe because it's followed by a vowel. So non, rien. Ils n'ont rien. All right. Now let's move to one more, and that is no longer. So if I were to say no longer something happens or whatever the case may be, I'm going to use ne, and I'm going to use plus. Okay. Here's an example. They no longer live in that house. All right, this is what it would look like. Ils ne vivent plus dans cette maison. Okay, ils ne vivent plus dans cette maison. Okay, so we're just putting plus after that verb, and it means no longer. All right, sometimes it's tough to translate these back to English, but it does make sense. Now, let's look at two of these in a different way. Now, a while ago, we had two of these in the sentence. Now we're going to use them to start the sentence. Yes, that can happen as well. Okay, so the first one we're going to use that way is no one. Okay, so if I were to say nobody stays here, yeah, this is a bad hotel, whatever the case may be, nobody stays here. I could say it like this: Personne ne reste ici. Personne ne reste ici. So now we've got ne coming after personne. So if we're starting that sentence like this, saying no one, remember it flips in structure because now we're putting the ne with the verb reste, saying that that verb does not happen. So the ne has to negate the verb. All right, so that's why we're flipping it. Okay, one more. We can also start a sentence with nothing, the word rien. While ago we said ne rien. Now watch this. Nothing's expensive here. Okay, nothing's expensive here. Rien ne coûte cher ici. Rien ne coûte cher ici. Okay, so now again, we flipped it. We put ne in front of the verb to negate the verb and say it doesn't cost, because coûte is implying cost. Okay? All right, mes amis, great additions to your conversation. Bring these in. Start coming up with sentences on your own. Think about real life conversations that would use these phrases, and you will be speaking with these phrases in no time with no problem. All right? All right, guys. Hey, listen to the podcast. Let's practice on the go. Looking forward to hanging out with you there. Come check us out on the Language Tutor French Facebook page. Be sure to join, answer those membership questions so that we'll know you're legitimate. And I look forward to seeing you there. I hope that you are blessed and that you and your family and friends have paix and bénédiction, peace and blessings, and I'll see you soon. Au revoir. Friends, thanks for watching The Language Tutor. If you have a question for me, feel free to leave it in the comment section below the video. And please click subscribe and the notification bell so that you'll never miss any of our language lessons.